Coming up, two former members of Congress are back on a campaign trail of sorts, a campaign for unity. Plus, the long-awaited In-N-Out has opened its doors. The news starts now.
You're watching NAZ Today, Northern Arizona's local news.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm Michaela Richardson.
And I'm Jordan Vallander. Thanks for tuning in. With election season coming soon and numerous hot-button issues on the ballot, NAU students may be concerned about the state of the country. To ease their minds, the university hosted an event where students can connect with former members of Congress.
This is part of the Congress to Campus program, where the Association of Former Members of Congress brings two former members, one from each party, to help connect college students with politics. I got to sit down with Tom Petrie and Karen English prior to the event. NAU students had the opportunity today to grill the Hill, asking former members of Congress pressing questions about the state of the country. Thomas Petrie, a Republican from Wisconsin who was in office from 1979 to 2015, and Karen English, a Democrat from Arizona who served from 1993 to 1995, were in the hot seats.
We have to recognize as citizens that we can't just sit back and rely on other people to make the system and our society work.
The purpose of this event is to remind students politics aren't supposed to be a battle, and working across the aisle used to be common.
While we were in Congress, we had caucuses. We had similar issues. We worked out those issues together. It didn't matter what the party affiliation was. What mattered was how to resolve a problem. And so the caucus acted as kind of a structure to do that.
As a congressman for over 3 decades, Petrie says he has seen politics become more spiteful to the other party instead of helping the country.
This sort of gamesmanship has caused each party to limit the other party's ability to offer amendments and to participate in the process, and it's kind of degenerated a lot of the legislative work that used to be done.
English says the current state of bipartisanship is disappointing, but it has the potential to improve.
Rightfully, the public is not happy with what's happening in Congress for a variety of reasons, and I feel bad about that. Even though our system looks chaotic and things don't get resolved, it is far superior to so many of the other areas that I've visited.
Michaela Richardson, NAZ Today.
A rally is being held on Friday in response to the Arizona Supreme Court's decision to criminalize abortions, except for when the mother's life is at stake. The court ruled in favor of a law that predates Arizona becoming a state that virtually blocks abortion. This law from 1864 does not have exceptions for cases of rape or incest, and was originally blocked when Roe v. Wade was passed in 1973. The protest will take place at Flagstaff City Hall from 5 to 6:30 p.m. NAU's Indigenous ambassadors are seeking an apology after the university posted pictures of the solar eclipse on Instagram. In a statement, the group notes that Indigenous students often take precautions not to look at the eclipse, choosing instead to sit quietly and pray. The group says some students feel a sense of betrayal and humiliation as they view the school as a haven for Indigenous culture. The group says NAU social media invited all students to have a conversation about the eclipse posts at a meeting late this afternoon.
The Flagstaff Realignment Project is underway, forcing the closure of University Drive next to Target. The project is now in Phase 2, which involves the construction of the Milton Road underpass. People can still access Target through the east entrance on the NAU campus and to the west on Milton Road. The closure will remain in place for the foreseeable future, according to our friends at CAF News.
In-N-Out Burger has been open less than a week in Flagstaff, but things haven't slowed down all that much.
That's right, and NAZ Today's Ashley Hayden has more on Friday's grand opening.
In-N-Out Burger's grand opening was indeed grand, and the fan base was not disappointed.
In-N-Out is a West Coast favorite. Its simple menu and the promise of quality food make it stand out amongst competitors. And the people of Flagstaff are no longer feeling left out.
I'm excited. I've been joking about this with my friends for like 10 years. I've lived here for 10 years. I'm from California. I love In-N-Out, but now it's actually a thing.
The popular burger chain decided to place its 35th Arizona location here in Flagstaff on Milton Road. And the staff is equally as excited about the opening as the customers.
And opening days like this are some of the best parts of our job that we get to do.
The public was expecting opening day to be filled with long lines and chaos, but the In-N-Out team had it covered.
We make plans, in case we are fortunate to have long lines. We make plans to have enough people here and a traffic plan and everything like that to try and be a good neighbor.
Those plans seemed to be working as the traffic on Milton, Flagstaff's busiest street, was protected from any backup. Instead, the drive-through line was routed into a separate lot. The traffic control staff and associates on hand neared 100 total employees. And COO Denny Warnick says they are looking for more.
We continue to look for associates. We have about 80 associates working here so far. You can go to inandout.com if you're interested in applying. The starting wage is $19.50 an hour, and you can earn raises pretty quickly from there.
Though most of the In-N-Out restaurants are located in sunny spots surrounded by palm trees, the company is prepared for their new spot in the mountains. Outside is a seating area equipped with heating lamps as part of the patio's covering. And a truck full of merch was there. Customers could buy shirts, socks, keychains, stickers, hoodies, and everything else needed to be decked out with In-N-Out gear. Flagstaff residents apparently could not be happier about finally being included in the world of In-N-Out Burger. Ashley Hayden, NAZ Today.
A popular Flagstaff trailhead that provides access to two main trails are closed for 2 months due to an improvement project. The trails that will be affected include Eldon Lookout and Fat Man's Loop. Construction crews are renovating the trailhead and repaving the parking lot during this project. The updated parking lot should be able to accommodate 50 vehicles. The Northern Arizona Book Festival is continuing for its final weekend. The authors range from transgender writer Lee Anderson to Maya Badman, a senior at Arizona State University. Some of the events happening this weekend include Learn to Tell a Story for 5 panels. For more information, check out noazbookfest.org.
An NAU alum played an important role in the Final Four competition, which wrapped up this weekend. NAZ Today's sports team covered the tournament, and reporter Adriana Sparks has more on NAU alum Steven Gonzalez, communications director for Alabama, which played UConn in the Final Four.
Final Four was a homecoming of sorts for Alabama Associate Director of Basketball Steven Gonzalez, who was a Valley native and an NAU alum.
Steven Gonzalez began right here in Flagstaff as a student at NAU, completing his undergraduate degree in journalism in 2014 and then his master's in communication and media studies in 2015.
Checked about every media outlet you could do there, whether it was Lumberjack, NAZ Today, the Daily Sun, Fox Sports Arizona, and just provided all the resources to figure out what I wanted to do in my career.
Now, he works as the communications director for the University of Alabama men's basketball team and joined them as they competed in the Final Four.
It's a dream come true. You grow up watching this tournament and watching the Final Four, thinking like, how awesome would it be if I got to work an event like that. And now this year, coming home to work the Final Four with the team I'm covering, it's a dream come true.
Although Gonzalez has contributed to the team's media relations and public relations, senior forward Max Chernowski says that Gonzalez's compassionate personality is a one-of-a-kind asset for the program.
Man, Steven's just a great guy. Like, I remember when he came here, like, a little bit into last year, just right away, he was just one of the guys. Anytime, like, I went through anything or guys, like, he was one of the first guys to just check on me and make sure I'm good.
Although Gonzalez attributes much of his success to his time at NAU, players say it's his character that truly defines him.
Steven's definitely one of those guys who's always one text away, just a quality human being.
Adriana Sparks, NAZ Today.
Stupid chair.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me.
That was perfect.
But I heard every word.
can you chop the pineapple? Chop the
Nope, I'm high. How about I wash off the grapes?
Yes.
Okay.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
I want tacos. Will you drive? I'm a little toasty.
Nope, I'm high. Let's order in.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
2 outs with a runner on first base. Now the big guy comes up to bat, hitting .342 with 92 RBIs and 36
Chill raw and prepared foods promptly. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
Leaving hot coals improperly extinguished can cause a wildfire.
Hey guys, it's Smokey!
It looks as if Smokey is going to use the drown, stir, drown, and feel technique. After the first drown, a good start. Next, another drink. And finally, a close feel.
Is it cool? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Smokey, catch! Oh, my bad, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
I just found out my work party is a +1. You want to go? This is my boss, Ella.
Nice to meet you, Greg.
You're welcome. Nope, I'm high. But I'll clean the kitchen while you're gone.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
Pool party at Jesse's. Can you drive? I'm toasted.
Nope, I'm high. But I can order us a ride.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We had this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
Fast-paced family life in need of a slowdown?
Hello, I'm Dr. Spruce. Did you know all those green shapes on maps are parks and forests? It's true. Visit discovertheforest.org and plan to visit a park or forest near you, instead of just wondering what it would have been like.
While the word forest might make you think of distant lands from far, far away, please note parks and forests are closer than you think, which means things like beautiful scenery, fresh air, and family time are also closer than you think.
Welcome back to NAZ Today. My name is Matt Keenitz, and I will be your student forecaster for this beautiful Wednesday evening. Taking a look at Flagstaff, currently we are at a beautiful temperature of 62 degrees with some clear skies, a nice change of pace from what we have been seeing the past few weeks. I'm happy to say that we will continue to see these clear skies as we head into the weekend as well. We are currently seeing that barometer reading just above 30, and that is due to a sort of high pressure system that's in the air above us right now, and some pretty light winds at around 9 miles per hour coming from that northeastern region. We can see those clear skies in our current satellite. Not a lot of cloud coverage in the southwest at all today, some in California as well as a little bit in New Mexico, but nothing that will be affecting us in the upcoming forecast. Today we saw a high of 62 degrees and a low of 26 here in Flagstaff. We are right on par with those averages of 58 and 27, and nowhere near those records of 74 in 1989 and 7 degrees in 2011. Taking a look at precipitation, we did not have any yesterday. However, since January 1st, we have had 9 inches, putting us above that average of 6.43 inches of precipitation that we are usually sitting at this time of year. That sunrise this morning was at 6 a.m. and that sunset at 6:56 p.m. Looking at all across the state today, we've been seeing some warmer than what we've been seeing temperatures all across the state. 69 in Winslow and Payson, 88 in Phoenix, 70 in Sedona, and up in Las Vegas, a high of 82. Looking at tonight in Flagstaff, we're going to see a forecast low of 26 degrees. And as I mentioned, some clear skies tonight, and that sunset at 6:56 p.m. Now tomorrow morning, we are down below 6 o'clock for that sunrise. That sunrise will be at 5:59 a.m. and that forecast high tomorrow will be at 69 degrees with some sunny skies. Looking at all across the state tomorrow, in Sedona, 80 degrees will be that high with a low of 56, 82 in Kingman with a low of 54, up in Page, a high of 78 and a low of 52, down in Show Low, 70 as the high with a low of 43, Tuba City, a high of 76 and a low of 41. Taking a closer look at Flagstaff, as I mentioned, clear skies as we go into the weekend. Some slight cloud coverage moving in on Monday, but nothing that will be too big that it's affecting our temperatures too grand. Thursday, a high of 69 degrees and a low of 31. Friday, a high of 66 and a low of 31. Saturday, high of 62 with a low of 29. Now Sunday, it will take a little bit of a drop down into the 50s at 56 for the high and a low of 28. And Sunday, an even bigger dip down to 53 degrees and a low of 27 degrees. Now, Saturday and Sunday, we will also be seeing some pretty breezy skies, so make sure you are prepared for that for this weekend. That is all the weather I have for right now, but stay tuned for sports after the break with Adriana Sparks.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
I was 0.5 credits away from completing high school, and I didn't do it. My support team never stopped pushing for me to be better because they knew who I could become as a person. I've been given an opportunity, and I'm just thankful for it.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Hi, Meals on Wheels.
I'm Marco. I'm a college student, and I volunteer as a driver for Meals on Wheels.
I think it's awesome meeting these people. I mean, they're so interesting. They've had so many wonderful experiences in life. Your community helps to raise you up into the person that you become. Meals on Wheels is a great way to give back to that community.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back. My name is Adriana Sparks, and I'll be your sports reporter for the night. The Final Four was back in Arizona for the first time in 7 years, and myself and a group of student reporters were able to capture one of the greatest stages in America. The atmosphere was electric, with some fans arriving at the stadium almost 13 hours before tip-off for just a chance at a front row view.
There were a few groups here around 6, and then it's been pretty steady since 6 probably.
We got in line at 8 o'clock, probably like 8:15.
Thousands of fans came all the way from Indiana to support the Purdue Boilermakers as they took on the reigning champion UConn Husky team in the national championship. The Boilermakers fell to the Huskies, though, by a score of 75-60. Sports reporter Ava Nichols has the recap for the night.
The UConn Huskies held the country's second-best three-point shooting team to just 7 shots beyond the arc. Boilermakers head coach Matt Painter said UConn's defense applied strong off-ball pressure and had Zach Edey directly defended by Donovan Clingan in the paint.
They're a great defensive team, and so they just made a decision, like, we can defend the perimeter, and we can take this away from you, and then you're just going to get the ball to your best player, and then he's just going to be one-on-one, and then that's that.
Back-to-back National Player of the Year Zach Edey put up 25 shots and added 37 points for the Boilermakers. Braden Smith and Lance Jones combined 17 total points, and the Huskies kept Lawyer and Gillis off the scoreboard.
We didn't want to give up threes. We didn't care if Zach took 25, 28 shots to get 30, 35 points. This whole game plan was like no Smith, no Lawyer, no Gillis, no Jones.
Edey played in his final game as a Boilermaker and leaves a legacy as one of Purdue's finest players.
I think for me, the big thing is you can say whatever you want about me. You can say however I play. You can say whatever. But you can never say that I didn't give it my 100% every single time I stepped on the floor.
Now, while UConn's title run was incredible, there are several other amazing stories also from the Final Four. And in the game against Purdue in the Final Four, North Carolina State forward Mohamed Diarra spent the last few months not only preparing for the Final Four, but also keeping in touch with his faith.
For 30 days out of the year, Muslims around the world partake in Ramadan, a form of worship in which they abstain from food and water from sunrise to sunset. This year, the Final Four falls during Ramadan, which means Diarra is faced with a unique challenge, staying true to his faith while competing at a high level on one of the biggest sports stages in America.
I give everything I got for God now, and He give me back. He helped me to play well, helped my team to win, and I ask Him every day to win, like play good, don't get hurt, protect my teammate, my team, everybody.
While he fasts, Diarra follows a different dietary path than his teammates in order to stay energized and hydrated during gameplay. NC State nutritionist Jesse McGinley helps him maintain his strength while he observes Ramadan.
It's 48 hours prior to is really important to get enough carbs, get enough hydration, liquids, all of those things. And so based on that, I kind of time it with certain amounts. And then routine looks a little different with the framework being the same. It can kind of look like an IV, a dextrose IV, and then different foods that just kind of equal the amounts I need him to get.
Averaging almost 12 points per game since the beginning of Ramadan, Coach Kevin Keats says that he's impressed with Diarra's performance during the tournament.
What he's doing now is incredible. The numbers that he's putting up and obviously how he's playing and the personality that he's become and how he's working with his team and, going through everything that he's going through and being able to perform at the highest level, that says a lot about his character.
Keats says that Diarra's dedication to his religion is a reflection of his personality as a teammate.
He's amazing. I mean, he has stayed very true to his faith and true to his teammates.
Now, Mohamed's story was truly inspiring to myself and his teammates, including NC State point guard TJ Horn, a former Arizona University student who made his return to the Valley in search of an NCAA championship. Sports reporter Noah Butler has the story.
The star point guard left the Valley to go back to his home state of North Carolina this season, joining the NC State Wolfpack, who made a Cinderella-like run to the Final Four. In his career at ASU, Horn averaged 12.3 points per game, including a career-high 25-point outing versus Northern Arizona back in 2021. One performance perhaps more memorable for Horn was the Sun Devils' stunning 89-88 victory over the University of Arizona in McKale last February, in which he dropped 18 points.
But, that game we beat Arizona at Arizona, that was probably one of the best games I had played and up to that point. The games here that we played, Duke, UNC, they've all been crazy.
He noted that the basketball culture of the ACC is one of hunger and that the fans' passion for the sport keeps his team in check.
Wolfpack Nation, it has some diehard fans, and you can tell, they've been hungry for, the success that we've been having. You're seeing that with just all the support that we've been getting and everything like that. And, if you're not doing good, they're going to let you know too. So I'm just glad that we were able to turn things around and bring, something that they've been waiting for a long time.
That passion elevated the Wolfpack and helped guide them to two upset victories over number 2 seed Marquette and number 4 seed Duke. NC State's run ended Saturday after the Zach Edey-led Boilermakers took the glass slipper. Horn had 20 points in the game. Teammate Mohamed Diarra had nothing but good to say about Horn's efforts as a leader this season.
Great teammate. He's a great teammate. He's always junkie. He always smile. You know, sometimes he's getting mad because like everybody else, but he's a great teammate.
Horn finished his college career as a member of one of March Madness's darling teams, Noah Butler, NAZ Sports.
Covering the Final Four has been one of the greatest experiences of my life, but unfortunately that is all the time I have for you tonight. But stay tuned after the break for the weather recap with Matt Kienitz.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Bye-bye. Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Good kisses. Good kisses. You heard how loud
I heard. It wasn't you. Yeah. It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Well, taking one last closer look at that Flagstaff extended, as you can see, we are going to have a slow decrease in temperatures as we head into next week. 69 will be the high tomorrow with a low of 31. 66 is the high on Friday with a low of 31. Saturday and Sunday will be pretty breezy with a high of 62 and 29 as a low on Saturday. And on Sunday, a high of 56 and a low of 28. And Monday, some slight cloud coverage coming in as we start off the work week with a high of 53 and a low of 27. We are finally seeing a sunny weekend as we haven't seen those for the past few weeks.
Thanks, Matt. This weekend is the perfect weekend to get outside and enjoy the sun. I have plans to go out and have a picnic with some friends. Michaela, what are your plans for this weekend?
Unfortunately, I wish I could say that I'm staying here in Flagstaff for the break, but I'm going home this weekend to celebrate my brother's birthday. Adriana?
I actually don't have any plans for the weekend, so maybe you and I should do something together.
Yeah, cool. Well, that's all we have for you guys tonight. Make sure you stay tuned on our socials, and we'll see you guys next week.